Hey, chatter, 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 hey, chatter, swing batter. Welcome to the Manage It Before You Damage It World Series. The series is tied 3-3, Mother Nature versus Man. The bases are loaded, 3 balls and 2 strikes, bottom of the ninth. And it's up to you to stand up to the plate and knock a grand slam. So grab your Manage It Before You Damage It baseball bat and knock all the conversations that take away from life out of the park. And the park represents your mind. So today what we have is our immune system is the conversation. How do you strengthen the immune system? It's very simple. It's the 3 B's: bacteria, babies, and booty call. So what we want to do is switch out the first base conversation with the Manage It Before You Damage It first base conversation. And the first base is bacteria. What is bacteria? Well, bacteria lives inside of your body, inside your digestive system. And when you have more friendly bacteria than unfriendly, your immune system will be strong and you'll be able to fight off any viruses, diseases, and symptoms. Well, how do you do that? Very simple. You take 1 capsule of a probiotic that's refrigerated in the morning and 1 at night. And that's it. That's simple. Over time, you'll find that every symptom from sneezing, coughing, eczema, skin rashes, warts will all go away. So keep it simple. Restore the lining of your gut with friendly bacteria. Make sure it's refrigerated, and you'll be just fine. So imagine a world where every company only sold refrigerated probiotics. The entire planet would have no disease. Sounds crazy, but if you were to look at the statistics, that 85% of people in America are on medication, you can pretty much say 85% of people have a weak gut or a weak gut that's not functioning properly. Reason being is the medications actually kill the friendly bacteria and it promotes the growth of fungi and parasites in your gut. Now don't be too afraid of that. It's normal. It's just what you're going to be doing is making sure there's enough good guys than the bad guys. And once you do that, you'll have no worries. And you'll have a healthy body and you'll feel good, and then you can live life to the fullest. So the bacteria is very, very important in your gut, which is not something that is really a mainstream conversation. And that's okay. And that's why you're here on Don't Rush Like TV, because we're here to make sure that all the confusion completely goes away. Brutally simple. Bacteria, the first B. Every day, and you'll have a whole new life. Now it's time to run the second base. Second base is the second B. Babies. Yes. The miracles that populate our planet, including you. Why is this important? Because if you're a mother or a father and you're planning to have a child, you want to make sure that your immune system is strong. And how do you know? 85% of the gut needs to have the friendly bacteria. Now, when both parents have 85% or more beneficial or friendly bacteria, your baby will have no hay fever, allergies, mental problems. Their brain's going to develop fully, and you'll have a healthy child. There are a few things that you want to know about childbirth. Oprah Winfrey had a show called Pregnant Fathers and made suggestions to help the child have a strong immune system. And also not to cry when they first come out of the womb. One of the suggestions was to tell the fathers to put their head against the mother's stomach and talk to the child before it's born and communicate. And the child feels and knows that you're there. And I tried it with my own son, and it worked. He didn't cry when he came out. It was amazing. Everything that happens to the mother's womb before pregnancy has a huge impact on the child's life. In other words, as parents, you want to create a fun, happy, safe environment for the mother to make sure that your child has a strong immune system and is born happy and healthy. Another important thing to know about childbirth as a parent is that you want to listen to the pioneers and the animals that were tested back in the early 1900s. Everything's been documented, and simply what it is the animals that were eating from the pastures that were chemical free lived longer, had no disease, no mental problems, the skulls developed properly, the nasal membranes developed properly, no disease, no tooth decay. It's all been documented. You can check out Dr. Weston A. Price, who was a dentist who did research back in the 1930s. He has a book called Physical Degeneration. Check it out before you have your baby. And if you're wondering why your child's crying all the time, you want to look at Dr. Appleton's DVD at the Price Pottinger Foundation. You can order it. The name of the DVD is called Sweet Suicide. And there's a part in the video that does a study with children, and they allow the kids to eat cubes of sugar. One of the kids had 6 cubes of sugar. Shortly after, that same child started crying, all upset, didn't want to play, and most parents would mistake that as a temper tantrum. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not a temper tantrum. Sugar causes mineral imbalances in the gut, which will inhibit the digestive enzymes, which means that when your child's eating food, if they're eating a bunch of sugar in their lifestyle, most of the food's not going to digest over time due to the excessive sugar consumption. Dr. Ken O'Neill talks about there are 90 different symptoms and diseases that we have. When you have 85% bacteria in your gut, all those symptoms virtually disappear. They don't exist. Really. Believe me, when you take the refrigerated probiotics consistently, twice a day, one in the morning, one at night, for several months, you'll see all your symptoms will go away in yourself and in your child. Yes, brutally simple. Bacteria for the baby and for the parents. Once you have the bacteria in the gut, your immune system will be stronger, you'll be happier, you'll be feeling good, and your vitality will be a 10. And now we're coming around to third base. Booty call. Sex and relationships. That's the second chakra. Well, what is chakra? It's a vortex of energy that runs through the glands and the endocrine system. And if you're not giving and receiving love or having sex and relationships, it will cause an imbalance in the chakras, or in other words, an imbalance in the functioning of the thymus gland and the sex glands. And there's also 5 other chakras that we'll talk about later. But most important, just realize that if you don't have sex and relationships and you're not giving and receiving love, your immune system's going to be weaker and you're going to have other health issues down the road. There are several things that you want to know about the booty call, sex and relationships. It's actually tied into an entire endocrine system. There's 7 parts or 7 chakras. And it's important to make sure that you have a universal source, some type of spiritual relationship with a power greater than you. It's important to be fully self-expressed and say what you really want to say to your partner. When you withhold communication, you can have issues with your throat, sore throats, coughing. One of the most important things to know about sex and relationships in the realm of your immune system is it's very, very important to make sure that you have creativity in your life and that you take on learning new things and wisdom that will keep your 6th chakra balanced. Also, making sure that you're fully self-expressed and you don't withhold communication so your thymus gland is functioning properly. It's also important to make sure that you have personal power and self-will, which is the 3rd chakra. When you don't have personal power and self-will, you can have bloating and low back pain. The 2nd chakra is sex and relationships. That's the sweetness. Sweetness. We all know what that's like. And there's also the 1st chakra, which is the root chakra, which is around physical survival and financial areas of life. And this one is the one that takes on stress of the world. So very, very important to make sure not to get yourself stressed out in a relationship or allow yourself to be stressed out. The downfall is that your adrenal glands will release a stress hormone called cortisol. An excessive release of cortisol will literally destroy all of the entire glands in the system. In other words, if you have high stress in your life, in your relationships, it can cause constipation, anger, anxiety, and so forth. So make sure that you are always being harmonious and non-judgmental and making a difference with your loved ones. Be a great listener, and your sex and relationships will improve. That's what we have for the booty call. So that's third base. Running the home plate is very simple. It's the 3 B's: bacteria, babies, and booty call equals getting the most out of life. So what you're going to do? You're going to sit there and listen to, hey, chatter, chatter, hey, chatter, swing batter. Or you're going to get your manage it before you damage it baseball bat and knock all the conversations that take away from life out of the park. And the park is your mind, as I said before. If you want to learn more about bacteria, just check out Paul Chek's How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy. You can order that through the Chek Institute. That's CHEK. And you can also look up Natasha McBride. She's a urologist doctor in the UK. And she has 2 great books on digestive health and autism, schizophrenia, and so forth. There's a lot of diseases that are caused, well, every disease is caused from the gut. So to have full vitality and have a strong immune system for yourself and your family and friends, make sure you start practicing the conversations that add to life and strengthen your immune system, as opposed to the conversations that take away from life and weaken the immune system. All in all, it's all about love and human connection. And we must be friends with ourselves, with others, and with the earth, because the earth is our friend as well.
Friends of the flavor that add taste to our day. The compassionate ears that listens to what we have to say. And they always seem to keep the clouds away. Unlike the weatherman who can't predict what he didn't create, friends are the predictable sunshine we appreciate.
And that ends today's series. And always remember, as you go through your day, manage it before you damage it. This is Don't Rush Like TV, and we'll see you next week.